just saw an article, or actually read something on CNBC, where they were talking about how these big corporations are now decreasing prices. And the corporations are Target, Costco, Amazon, and a few other corporations. They're talking about how right now they're decreasing prices. That is not a shocker to me. The reason why they're decreasing prices is because during the pandemic, when the government came out and they started printing all this money and giving everybody all this cash, mainly people who aren't used to having cash and savings, they did that on purpose. The reason why they did that is because they wanted you guys to go out and spend your cash, or not you guys, but Americans to go out and spend their cash. That's how the economy stays afloat. It stays afloat because we need consumers to spend, not save. We need consumers to spend. So what happens? The money flows. The money flows the normal way. So typically, over 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So when the government printed that money and gave that money out, they already knew what was going to happen. They knew, based on history and based on how this economy is set up and the American system is set up, Americans took their money and they went out and they purchased stuff. They spent it. They didn't save any daggone thing. They just spent it, right? So now we went from having savings during the pandemic because we were locked up and they couldn't spend their money because the economy was shut down, to opening the economy up, them taking record savings and then depleting it all the way down to normal levels, right? So right now, a lot of Americans are talking about this, something they feel broke and this and that. Well, they've been broke. 60% of Americans have always lived paycheck to paycheck. Where did that money flow? That money flowed into the hands of the corporations. That's where you guys went and spent the money. Vacations, just the general corporations. So right now, what's going on is the normal levels is what we're seeing right now. So over 60% of Americans live in paycheck to paycheck. It's not like it was during the pandemic when everybody had cash, right? And corporation could increase prices because the government was printing money and everybody was full cash. So now what they need to do is they need to reduce their prices. Why? Because Americans do not have cash. They're back at the rate of savings they were prior to the pandemic. So that's all that's going on right now. And so all this was a general cash grab from the corporations. That's what happens anyway. You guys take your money, you spend it, and it goes to the corporations. Now, the way you can beat the corporations, or not beat them, but join them, is folks that actually have investments into the corporation. You can do that. We all know about it. Well, most people know about it, which is buying stock, right? When you buy stock, you're owner of these corporations. Hence, you're then benefiting from Americans spending their money. And that's the side you want to be on, right? You want to be on the side of the corporation, because when you're on the side of the corporation, you're not worried about them raising prices. Actually, you don't mind when they raise prices. You don't mind when they reduce prices, so to speak. You just want your share price to go up. You want the corporation to make money, make profits, and stay in business, right? That's the whole game and the whole name. That's the whole name of the game. So I just want to drop this real quick video because I saw a couple videos out there where people were talking about how it's corporate greed and, the drop in prices and inflation wasn't a real thing. Just the corporations inflated the price. Of course they are. They're about making money. A corporation is all about appeasing and making sure the shareholder is good, the owner of the company. That's what the corporation is designed for. They're not designed for taking care of the customer, so to speak. They're designed to maximize the shareholder's profit. That's their whole reason why they're in existence. So no, they're not going to worry about the customer. They're going to try to make as much profit as they can. And then when they can't squeeze another dime out of the customer, then they're going to start adjusting prices in order to keep the customer coming back. That's what's going on, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, be healthy, wealthy, wise. Talk to you guys tomorrow.